of the show for today. We're talking to Dr. LMadu, and the topic is Haiti. And he's given us some information about the historical origin of Haiti and some of the problems that that country faced because in a real sense of its historical origin. Let's continue our conversation, Dr. LMadu.
Yeah, because, like I said, because of the, crushing economic conditions that subsequent Haitian governments found themselves, the government wasn't able to invest the necessary, money into building a solid infrastructure. Because of that, what you had was, shabbily, constructed roads, shabbily built roads without building codes, houses that were built on sticks and all that. And that contributed immensely to the number of casualties we had in this earthquake. So people have been asking, how come you had over 250,000 people die in this earthquake in Haiti? The size of the earthquake that happened in Haiti was the same size in China, about 7.5. In Chile, almost the same size. But you didn't have this number of casualties in those countries. Yes, because you had this kind of casualty in Port-au-Prince, because almost 3/4 of the buildings were poorly built. So, and the epicenter of that earthquake was in Port-au-Prince. So almost, 3/4 of the buildings were flattened. 28 of the 29 government ministries were flattened. 17% of the civil servants were wiped out. 3/4 of the hospitals were blown up. 3/4 of the schools were blown up. 3/4 of the clinics were destroyed. 3/4 of the, bridges were destroyed.
And you're talking about a country that already has almost nothing, Dr. Is that what we're saying?
Absolutely. To begin with, the National Monetary Fund put the estimate at the financial cost of this earthquake in Haiti to about 7.5 billion. And this is a country that's already in the red. Okay? So added to this, you don't know what to expect. Now, the United States and other countries, have come together to give aid to Haiti for reconstruction. But this is almost over a year. The rubbles are still over there in Port-au-Prince. The schools have not even been rebuilt. The hospitals are still in shambles. The roads, bridges are still the same. So where do you go from here? Now, you had the elections last year. The elections were inconclusive up to now. In the first round of the election, a lady called Milanda Manega. He's the wife of the former president, Leslie Manega, who spent 6 months in power before he was overthrown. He came first. She came first. 2 others came second and third. Now, the election was supposed to be, rescheduled for the 16th of this month. Okay. But the problem is who is to be the second place winner. Now, President René Préval supports a man called Celestin, and he wants him to be to run against Miss Manega. But the other guy says, no, it's me. So what is happening now is that the Organization of American States sent a letter to President Préval to ask him to drop the person he's supporting, that's Mr. Celestin, and allow the other, fellow to run against Miss Manega for whom he's going to be president. Well, Préval has considered the letter from the OAS and has handed it over to the Electoral Commission for them and members of, his parliament to study and see who is going to, run, against Miss Manega. Now comes Jean-Claude Duvalier. Duvalier has been in exile since 1986 when he was overthrown. Suddenly he appears.
And he is the former governor, the former president of Haiti.
Exactly. Here he just appears from nowhere in France, and flew into Port-au-Prince, that he was coming to help in the reconstruction of the country. Now, he was in power since 1971. He came to power when he was 19 years old. When the father died, his father forced his so-called parliament to approve his son as president. So he was in power from 71 to 1986. And what did he do? Nothing, but, kept the former his father's policies, using his secret police, the Tonton Maquis, to assassinate.
Talk about some of his father's policies, because I think he was called Papa Doc. Is that right?
Exactly.
This other is explain him to us.
His father was called Papa Doc, because he was what you call a village doctor. He came to power in 1957, and he came to power based on the ideology of Naurisme, black power. To Western intellectuals, in Africa, it's called the negritude. So he came to power based on that. Don't forget that Haiti is a society that's still polarized between the mulatto elite, so-called, and the majority, black Africans. And so the mulattoes have always, considered themselves, the power in Haiti, those who want to rule and all that. But when Duvalier, ran for election, he said, hey, it's black power right now, no mulatto business anymore. And he was elected because blacks are a majority. He came to power based on that ideology and made sure he suppressed the mulatto elite. And so in order to stay in power and keep an eye on the army, a majority of the officers in the army were mulattoes anyway, so he had this, Tonton Maquis, that's the secret police. The actual name really is the Volunteers for National Security. That's their real name. They are Volunteers for National Security. Yeah, but they're called Tonton Maquis. So he had to use them as a counterbalance to the army. So the army has been overthrowing regimes and up and down. Since he was in power, he put this Maquis in there. There was no coup when he was in power till he handed over to his son. So this Maquis also protected his son because they counterbalanced the army. It was when his son started acting, in a way that majority of the black folks didn't think he should be acting. You know what I mean? Here, his father came to power based on Naurisme, black power. Now, Jean-Claude thought he was secure and went and married a light-skinned lady, Michelle, a lady who wasn't well regarded anyway in Haiti. She had a reputation for being a drunk and what have you. So some of you started turning off those who really backed his father.
Dr. Madu, let's stop at this particular point and let's pick up during this final segment at that particular point, and we'll be back with our audience following this. But I think that's quite intriguing, the kind of layout that you're laying for the coming of this individual who himself is the same, almost in the same character of his father, in real sense, as far as the Haitian people are concerned. But now he's back, and for whatever reason, he decided that the people needed him. And of course, we'll be back with our audience following this very, very short commercial break.